Now we're going to briefly discuss the difference between self-interest and social interest. Pretty straightforward topic. We'll just go through a few examples. First one is self-interest. So you got this guy. He's going to make all his decisions so they are in his best interest. He doesn't really care about anybody else. He wants what's good for him. So when he wakes up in the morning and he decides to go to work, it's because he wants money. But what about everybody else in the world? When everybody acts in their own best interest, as long as other assumptions are holding, by this guy going to work, making some money, and then, say, going to the store and buying some food, this guy gets some of his money. So they're both acting in their own self-interest, but by acting in their self-interest, they're also acting in the social interest. So by spending money because he wants food, he's giving money to the guy who manages the store, who's also managing the store because he wants money, and then he has to pay rent to the building owner, who also just wants his money, who pays insurance and taxes to, say, the government official, who's also working in his own best self-interest, and so on and so forth throughout the cycle. When everybody does this together, they're acting in the social interest. Everybody's benefiting from each person acting in their own self-interest. You can also think of this as the invisible hand. If this store owner here wasn't doing a very good job selling food, say letting it rot or whatever else, he would no longer get that money from everybody else acting in their self-interest because they'd go to a store that had good food. So this invisible hand would take money away from him and give it to somebody else who could use that money to take better care of the food. And that's actually in the social interest to get rid of this guy because he's letting food rot or what have you. He's not acting in the social interest of society by letting those resources go to waste. So when you're thinking about self-interest versus social interest in the invisible hand, know that self-interest applies to one guy, but when everybody acts in the self-interest, they're also benefiting the social interest by having that money flow around and everybody has jobs, they can buy things from each other, and what have you. Another fantastic example of self-interest and social interest is YouTube. YouTube is working in its self-interest to make money, but at the same time they're publishing videos that everybody likes to see and gets enjoyment from. So YouTube, you're watching a YouTube video right now. You're doing it in your self-interest, but by watching this video, you're generating revenue for YouTube, which allows them to promote more videos. So by acting in your own self-interest, you're also acting in the social interest by increasing information that's given to everybody.